Run.
Okay, that syncs up the audio. Trust me, it's important. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not trusting you, sorry. Oh, Esteban showed up.
No, he didn't. Who is that? Who is that? That's Esteban? It's his evil twin?
This is Esteban.
Is your Alexa just do that?
Yeah.
Dude, we gotta kill your Alexa.
Esteban's gonna be out there for 30 minutes, dude.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So is he gonna sit down? You gonna sit down?
Oh, look at
Yeah,
his
okay,
posture. Look at his
okay.
posture.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our 5th official episode
Wow.
of the Rabbit Advice Hotline. We're really getting up there in numbers, you know. Some of you might have noticed we have a new guest. You want to introduce yourself?
What?
Go ahead.
Esteban,
I'm
why
Ben.
don't you kind of take a...
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You're Ben? Okay, right,
Yeah.
right. And then, of course, we have a returning host.
Yeah. What's up? I'm Axel. You all know me?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
He's been here and the whole time. He was just in the background. He
Yeah.
was, like, standing behind me, you know? Like, matching
I was
my...
feeding them lines.
Yeah, exactly.
If you sometimes look over the
You'll
be-
see a
he'll be-
slight,
he'll
you'll
be
see a
right
slight
there.
ripple of the
Yeah,
fabric.
that-
and that's
that's
me.
him,
That's me
you know.
feeding a line to
Yeah,
Armand,
exactly.
this newbie Ben here.
Okay.
He's a little freshy.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna, before we get into the advice, we usually like to have like a little topic to discuss a bit.
No?
And so I'm thinking for today, I was thinking we could do, what is one game, physical or digital, that you have been really obsessed with lately? Axel, you want to start?
Does it count if it's like an idea?
Sure.
An
All right.
idea.
Both of you play.
An idea? Sorry, what?
Hold
Okay,
on.
go ahead,
No,
okay,
hold on.
I'll let
I'm
you
gonna
go.
let you-
Okay.
Both of you play in the club I run, right?
Yeah.
This is correct. So, and next year, I
Oh,
think
okay.
we might do a Western campaign.
Okay. Oh,
And I might want
behind
to
the
base
scenes.
this around, you know how you have in Westerns, you have like Billy the Kid, and you have
Yeah.
like these kind of mythologized legends. So I
Mhm.
think we might want to do a game based around those, where every
Mm.
character kind of starts off as a normal dude, but as they become more and more famous, they become almost supernatural
Oh,
in a
that's
kind
cool.
of meta-narrative way. Because if you think about it, I think the way I've been noodling a few ideas around, if you will, and I think the way we could level this is you start out with a fame. Fame is basically just tracks like your level,
Mhm.
and that's just a number from 1 to 99. And that is every time you meet a new person, you roll that, and if you roll under it, so the higher it is, the more likely it is you'll succeed. They've heard of you, and then
Okay.
just the more, basically your level is a percentage chance of a random person having heard of you.
Okay.
So
Okay.
then this is how we level our characters, and then as your fame gets higher, you just start to do more and more ridiculous things. I think we could introduce a couple different mechanics of maybe, you know how I think the idea would be kind of, it's based around the idea of narrative power creep. So you know, if you have a TV show, for example, that comes out every week, and in this TV show, one of the main characters is like pulls off a really cool thing,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden it's been established that they can do that thing, and then they just start doing that thing again and again. They just keep doing that thing, and then you look from episode 1 to episode like 50, and like the power difference is crazy, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So I think we might want to do a system based around that,
Hmm.
where the more, when you do things, it like for example, you could pick out 3 adjectives for your character, and then you get a bonus whenever you do an action. Like if your legend is particularly, I don't know, agile, and then you do like a stunt that's visible by everyone, and it kind of proves your agility, then not only do you get a bonus to doing it, but you also that also strengthens your agility. So the more you kind of ingratiate the idea of your capabilities in the popular consciousness, the more you actually level those capabilities, right?
Wow.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Seems like you've been putting a lot of thought into this.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I have to start writing this on like concretely soon. I think we could also introduce. I think I was talking to you. I talked to you, Ben, about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Like over Discord, that we could do like Western duels. That we could do
Mm.
like a liar's dice kind of
Ooh,
based
that's
system for
fun.
that, where
Okay.
you both roll dice, you have it under a cup, you look at your own dice, and you try to kind of bluff of how many there are on either side.
Okay.
I do want to clarify for the viewers that the club that Axel runs is a D&D club that both of us are in,
Is it just
or all
like,
3 of us are
yeah,
in.
it's like a, well,
Well, we play
Brain's
just
out past D&D. at
well
this
we
point,
just
right?
we play TTRPGs.
TTRPG, what did you say?
TTRPG, tabletop role playing
Okay,
games.
got it. Yeah. Wow. Is that what's it called? The whole concept of like fame and like characters growing, is that gonna just like kind of arise in conversations with other characters like NPCs, or is that gonna be like really interspersed into like the plot?
I think what I might want to try to do is have it be a little more freeform of like it's less that there's an overarching goal that you guys are working towards and more that you're just kind of doing stuff and maybe become embroiled in like a larger conflict between that. Like if you think about Red Dead Redemption 2, in that there's like Leviticus Cornwall, who's like this big railroad magnate, and they go and steal some railroad bonds from him, and they don't mean to get involved, but then eventually it kind of erupts into a war between these two, and then they get caught up in like a triple feud between the U.S. military, like a tribe of Native Americans, and Leviticus Cornwall, and they end up in the middle of this, even though they're just trying to do their own thing. So I think we could try to maybe experiment with that idea a little bit.
Interesting. That's really cool. So it's like based on your actions. It's like kind of
Oh,
determines.
but specifically only the actions that everyone else sees.
What do you mean by that?
For example, like I think I would need to play around with whether this would be fun or not, but I think it would be interesting because the whole idea is also that because the more famous you get, the more powerful you get, you obviously want to do big, flashy actions that don't necessarily make total tactical sense, but are just very flashy and are likely to get you fame in the eyes of the
Interesting.
of the public.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Well,
But so like I don't know how would like a stealth build work? Like I don't know if you.
Well, I mean, if you think about like famous, hold on.
Okay,
If you think about like if let's imagine like a theoretical character who's a bounty hunter, and
Yeah.
they don't use a gun, they use a knife, and then that's kind of the fear of every single like guard and encampment is whether like the silent death is gonna come
like a
and
boogeyman
slash
kind of
them.
thing?
Yeah, like you could
Okay.
be unknown. Your name and your like appearance could be unknown, but like the legend still persists. Is
I
the
see.
idea.
That's pretty
Okay.
cool. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you expecting to have this like as next year's campaign?
Yeah,
or-
I'm gonna start writing this system. I probably this weekend or next week. I have a lot of ideas for it, but we'll see where it goes. I might put a devlog on it on a blog I started a little bit ago about TTRPGs.
Cool. Wow. That was a very in-depth response. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're at UPA, make sure to check out Axios Club and that campaign.
Yeah.
That sounds very cool. We'll be on the lookout. Ben, do you want to go next with your game?
Recently I've been replaying through this top-down RPG that came out like a while ago. It's called Crosscode.
Oh, you finished it?
No, I haven't finished it.
Okay.
It's because the last time I played through the game, I think I just stopped at like one of the levels because I was like, oh, I guess I didn't feel like continuing one of the puzzles, but
Sure.
Thanks.
You
but
got
yeah,
bored.
I'm replaying through it now. I started back from the beginning, and I think I'm like remembering like, wow, this actually was a really great game. I think the art and just the general game feel of Crosscode is really great. You can feel the amount of time and effort they put into the game, I think. Because even though it's just like a 2D game, usually I feel like you don't expect too much out of the combat. It does feel really smooth and just like really complex, and I guess it feels great to play.
Is it turn based?
It's not turn based.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a kind of strategy, like
Not
combat, or
really.
no, I mean there's puzzles in it, right?
There are puzzles, but that's part of the game. There,
Okay.
because there's also combat with like bosses and regular enemies.
And that's like pretty
Yeah.
smooth. Like
Yeah.
good, you like that?
It does have a very meta narrative where you're kind of playing a game inside of a game. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there's such an appeal to like restarting a game, you know, I mean, Ben, you want to get that?
Okay.
I don't know, this guy, like,
Yeah, there is a lot of appeal to restarting a game. I
it's
recently,
like a whole fresh new start.
yeah, I restarted Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, have you finished it?
I finished it once before,
Okay.
and I played through like a majority of the game's content.
Okay.
But I think Red Dead Redemption 2 specifically is a game that when you come back to it,
Mhm.
you
Is
start
that-
seeing its flaws a little more.
Really? Oh.
Really?
Because the story of Red Dead Redemption 2 is absolutely wonderful. I think me and my mom, who watched me play it,
Oh, that's,
Oh,
that's fun.
it was like, yeah, because we have like our TV, and then
Mhm.
like instead of watching a movie, I would just play Red Dead Redemption.
I
and
mean,
she
it is
would
very
watch-
cinematic.
I know,
so,
yeah. And we both kind of fell in love with Arthur Morgan. We were
Yeah.
like, no, he can't die.
Yeah.
There's this spoilers for
Yeah.
anyone.
Okay, we'll bleep that out.
well,
Don't worry. Yeah.
I think they know. I think they'll know a little bit.
But there was a specific scene in which Arthur gets like knocked down or whatever, and this is toward the end of the game, so Dutch is acting a little crazy, and then Dutch, his adopted father, just kind of turns and walks away, and then someone else comes and saves him. That was so like
That's the ending sequence, isn't it?
no,
With-
not the end, like before the ending, in
with
like
John
the oil
Marston or
refinery.
whatever? Oh, okay.
In the oil refinery, there's when they're raiding the oil refinery, Arthur gets trapped by some like dudes, and then and like calls out to Dutch for help, and Dutch just looks at him, turns and walks away, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
another,
you're right.
and then
Yeah.
another.
That's following the betrayal, right?
Huh?
When they split, that's following. That's okay. Sorry. I don't know.
No, this is before you even get to like the latest area of the game. Like this is after you get back from Guarma.
Okay.
Like the I wasn't expecting it at that stage.
Did you not have this game spoiled for you, or?
I don't think I did. I don't. The first time I played it, I didn't have it spoiled for me. I
Oh, wow,
was.
That's a special experience.
No, because I was. I think I. Oh no, I did have it spoiled because what happened is toward the end of the game, I was like, wow, Arthur's coughing a lot, and then I like.
You searched it up. Or
I
something?
didn't search it up specifically, but I like found elsewhere that he died, and I was like, oh, and then
Okay.
I kind of put the dots together.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. What flaws were you seeing in the game though? Right?
Okay, so Red Dead Redemption is there's a great YouTube video about this, which kind of started me down this like path. Of
Is this sorry? By the way, is this what inspired you for this? New
Partially
tabletop game
there's a lot
you were
because I
playing
was thinking of, because we've done pirates, we've done mafia. What's the like third historical male fantasy is cowboys. Like the third kind of morally. No, Patrick was actually crashing it. He was like, can we just be the good guys next game? And it's like, no, you can't, Patrick.
You got to be outlaws.
You have to be morally great characters.
Of course.
Yeah, so
I'm surprised about that because Patrick's usually a morally
well,
good
yeah,
person.
it was just kind of but yeah, Red Dead Redemption, I was thinking about a Western for a while, and there's a lot of different influences that kind of go into this. I think one influence for the fame system might actually be the Lucky Luke comics. I don't know if you're aware of the Lucky Luke comics. It's kind of in the same vein as like Tintin. Like,
Oh, that one. Okay.
like
Is
it's
that-
kind of a similar kind of.
Does he
I
become-
don't know if the era is similar, but the vibes are.
He becomes like kind of like a spectacle throughout the story. or
No,
something, or-
it's that he is a man who shoots faster than his own shadow is the myth, and then literally in the comic there's like he'll be pouring coffee, turns around, shoots something, and then picks the coffee can back up. And
Tintin?
no, not
Okay, wait,
Lucky
okay.
Luke.
Oh, okay. I thought
This is a different
the same
comic. I
person.
was
Okay,
just
okay.
saying like Tintin is like kind of a similar vibe of
Okay,
comic.
Got it. All right.
And then, but you'll have like one panel where he's pouring the coffee, another panel, bang, and then but his shadow's still pouring
the
yeah.
coffee, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was thinking of like, like that would be an interesting thing to play around with, of like, what if the Western legends like kind of actually built up to this kind of mythic status.
like just magic. Like
Yeah, or just like, whoa, how do you do that? Don't worry about it. It's for the plot.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if you think about like action heroes who take like 1,000,000 bullets, and then it's like, no, he's that cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Before we go back to talking about crosscode, I have to know what did you find bad about Red
Oh
Dead?
yeah,
I'm
sorry.
I'm
We're still
like-
getting to this. Okay.
Okay. My bad.
Reddit. There was a great YouTube video that kind of sent me down this path of thinking. But if you look at Red Dead Redemption 2, it kind of feels like a game at war with itself, because there's a lot of content in it, but it's all content specifically. Every side mission, whenever you find a stranger and do a side mission, it's always, hey, look at the dotted line, because I was replaying it partially because the first time I had the mini map on, and the mini map will show you a dotted line
Yeah.
that goes to your objective, which is, I think, probably the worst design decision Rockstar could have made, because they created the most visually beautiful and detailed world
And then you
in
just spend the whole
gaming,
time
and then they
looking at
they showed you like a thing you could look at to automatically go where you wanted.
Yeah. Okay. Much less
and
exploration
so-
based. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that, and then also there's a lot of like chance encounters you can have on the road. For example, there's like
yeah.
there's a hilarious encounter you can have with a couple different people where there'll be a dude on the side of the road and he's like, my leg,
Oh, yeah.
I'm dying from rattlesnake poison, and then Arthur will come over and suck the poison and go, let's keep this between us, shall we, partner?
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. And then you encounter him again at the gun store, and he'll be like, oh, go buy something from the gun store, and it's on me.
Yeah.
But that's like a programmed piece of content that most I think like 70% of players will see, which feels underwhelming for a game where the horse testicles are dynamic.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Are you aware? Of
Yeah.
In the weather, yeah, they changed.
It's like,
sides.
why would you have this amazing kind of systematic thing and then also just dot in and then have all the content of your game be very, very heavily scripted? Like encounters you can, like, kind of
Are
theme
you
parks
saying
you
you
can
would-
walk.
you
But you don't
rather-
really feel that in game, do you? Or are you
I was saying
you
the
do?
second time around you do.
Oh, okay.
And then
you see
like-
how much of it repeats.
And
You
then
wish it
like,
was
but
more
by the
like-
time you get to the later stages of the game, it's like, okay, this is the fifth woman who has been trapped under a horse. It's a different woman, but same thing, where she's trapped under a horse, needs me to go like drive her back home, or get her back home, and then gives me a silver ring as a payment. So it's, and there's a lot of amazing things about Red Dead Redemption 2. I just feel like if they wanted to have kind of the systematic nature of like a traditional open world, or
Yeah.
like a great example of a system-based game are like stealth games, are like Hitman is probably the best example of like just it's a free-for-all system, and everything kind of works in its own loops, and then you have to find ways to disrupt that, and you can kind of build your own story. So I just feel like there was so much potential for something like that, where like the police patrols could have been like more interesting, or you could have like, or the bounty hunters who come kill you could have been actual characters, like kind of similar to the Nemesis system in the Lord of the Rings games,
of course, yeah.
instead of just being like, oh, the game has a scripted police encounter, so we just spawn in a bunch of police, and it feels kind of plastered on.
So
So
you
I
wish,
guess
yeah,
sorry,
right.
I guess you're kind of saying it's not as you replay through it, it's not very dynamic
You wish
compared
it
to
was
other
like-
games.
Yeah, and
Because I guess with a lot of other games, like some of those big open world RPGs, just anything can happen, right? Because it's based off of like AI,
AI,
not AI in that sense, but like AI as in
or
like
enemy AI, or like physics is
Yeah.
a big driver of that as well. Of like,
yeah, just like a lot of RNG. But I guess
Yeah.
with Red Dead Redemption 2, it doesn't have a lot of
Yeah,
that.
I highly recommend, there's a YouTube series of a dude
Okay.
who's trying to play through Red Dead Redemption 2 without killing anyone,
Okay.
called The
sure.
Goodest Boy in the West.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
No, it's genuinely a fantastic YouTube series. He spent, I think, 7 years trying to do it, and he hasn't even gotten to Guarma yet.
Jeez.
Okay.
Because it's literally taken him months for every single mission, because there's like small scripted things where it's like, oh, we're gonna make Arthur look really cool and he's gonna shoot someone, and then you can't progress without shooting someone without doing like so much weird like work,
like glitches or whatever.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sure.
like glitches. And then like there I think the most contentious case was he had to like place down dynamite and then get people to shoot it and kill themselves. And like it's like, the game wants me to beat up this guy, but I have to repeatedly run him into this campfire. So like it's I think what really makes it an interesting watch is that he also the guy's called Eyeazar, which is Eyeazar,
Okay.
something like that. And then but he also retells the story from a different perspective of he reframes the story and puts his own narration
that's
of everything,
interesting.
kind of explaining why Western Jesus, as he calls Arthur Morgan, is kind of undertaking this noble quest against Leviticus Cornwall, and kind of reframes the gang's actions to fit with this narrative, and that's really cool.
And so you kind of wish the game was more like that, and like how like your actions are like.
I think it works better because the reason that like the game has tortured this one man for so long is because Rockstar has specifically scripted a lot of stuff to happen, as much as they want you to play, as much as they
It
give you
seems
the
like a
choice of
freeform.
playing good or bad Arthur. It doesn't really impact anything.
besides like what animals that you crave and like the end credit scene or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Illusion of choice.
Yeah, the illusion
Yeah.
of choice, and then it's just there's so much potential because it's visually such a beautiful, detailed world, and there's so much, like there are so many good, very interesting things in it, and then they kind of dropped the ball or kind of were pulling in two different directions. But anyway, let's go back to talk about Ben's game.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just detoured. Sorry.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's I didn't really have a whole lot to add, but I think that what I do like about Crosscode is the way that you progress in the game, where rather than just getting like, oh, you get plus 15% damage or like and stuff like that feel like more, I guess, basic upgrades, like more speed or something. Rather, it gives you a whole lot more abilities in a wider arsenal that allow you to, I guess, become better at combat, even if like you're not necessarily directly better. It's more just
You have more
skill
tools.
set.
You have a
different tools,
way bigger arsenal by the
like
end of the game.
DMC or something where it like gives you more moves to do
and
it.
even like Metroidvanias, like Hollow Knight, like in the same way.
So something like that.
Yeah, so that is what I really like about Crosscode, because
Is it a Metroidvania? Is it?
no, it's like a bird's eye view. It's like 2D, but
Well,
it's not. It's
The perspective isn't what dictates if it's a Metroidvania.
right.
Yeah.
But it's an RPG, and the more like your abilities and your movement abilities don't like unlock progression places in the sense that they would.
In a Metroidvania.
It does have that. It does, but I don't think it's that. I don't know if you can call it a Metroidvania in that sense, because it's
Take my jacket off.
I don't know, because when you say Metroidvania, I think about like, oh, going to this one room to get a key and now you can open this door, but it's more like,
I mean, it's become a lot more freeform, but yeah, sure.
I guess for Crosscode, it's there are different dungeons throughout the game, and each one, after completing it, you get a different element, and using that element allows you to access new areas. So I mean, yeah, it does have like that part of it. Yeah, I think so.
I think like a good rule of thumb for like whether something's a Metroidvania or not is like can you go back to like old areas, and then like your new ability unlocks new stuff in the old area.
Yeah, you can do
I
that.
thought it was whether if you can like turn into a ball and roll. Is that not? That's not the. Okay, sorry.
Dude, Super Armadillo Legends
Yeah.
is a wonderful visual novel.
Top.
Don't even.
That sounds like a Metroidvania to me.
I guess so. Yeah, no, I guess it is. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like that's always been a vague definition to me of
It is
Metroidvania.
vague.
It is.
But,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Because originally I got Crosscode on like this huge itch like game bundle sale.
As I've seen you do.
You got Steam though, didn't you?
Yeah,
I
support
think
them?
the like support Ukraine
Yeah.
like bundle game.
Yeah, I guess just world suffering is giving me more games, like,
Yeah, Ben's profiting off of the pain of others. Mhm.
because each time that happens, there's like a California fire relief. There's
You've gotten 2 bundles, right? Or-
Yeah, I have 3. So there's one for like war in Ukraine.
Not a bad person.
There's one for like California fire relief, and I think
Yeah.
the third one was, I think it was something related to the Middle East. I forgot
like
specific.
Palestine or
There was,
something, or
I
like
think I
Gaza?
did see a
Yeah.
Ukraine like support Ukraine one on my profile.
And so each of those you get like 200 games for like $10. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah, every time there's like a national tragedy or something, Ben just always says like, "Oh, yippee!"
Ben
'Cause he
turns on
knows
the
he's gonna get
news.
like a bunch more games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ben turns on the news and he
yeah.
goes, wow, damn.
He's always like,
It brings tears to my eyes how I can get more games.
Yeah. And so one of those games was Crosscode, and I was playing that on itch.io for a while. And I think that seeing it on Steam again was what and seeing that the developers are making a new game, which is called Alabaster Dawn, which is
are they related at all, or
it's like a
spiritual
completely different
successor?
setting.
Okay.
Yeah, but it also it looks the same.
so it's like a spiritual successor?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I thought I could have sworn you've had Crosscode on Steam for a while now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just bought that to support the creators, or how did that work?
Yeah, I pretty much, because I got it on itch like years ago. I think maybe around when the Ukraine war started. When is that? 2020?
2010.
2022.
2022. I guess when it started getting on the news and stuff.
Well, if you
Okay.
think about like
Yeah.
national tragedies like pandemic,
Yeah.
Ukraine war.
Okay.
No idea.
Around that time.
Yeah.
And then a little bit more ago, I got a little bit after that, I mean, I got Crosscode on Steam, just so it's like, I think that one of the reasons was that, I can like get achievements and stuff.
No, yeah, that's very
Yeah.
satisfying. I agree with that. Yeah.
And then the second reason was, I think I could just support the creators a little more,
Mhm.
and it's more convenient because I didn't really feel like launching the itch launcher.
What the heck? Okay, sure.
I mean, I don't know,
that's
because
understandable. Like that, like,
I think that's also
2 more buttons.
no,
I need to spend $20.
This is a real thing. This
Okay.
is a real
that's
thing.
that's the
Okay.
entire
Like-
reason why
like-
Steam is a monopoly. I think that it's
Yeah,
so
it's because
convenient.
no one wants to bother like in separately doing
Yeah.
installing games.
Getting
also
different
it's why,
launchers.
like,
Can't you like have it like on your what's it called your
desktop?
your desktop? Yeah.
You can have that with Steam as well.
You can have it with both of them.
Well, also Steam, like, but then
you have to
Steam,
open the
Steam has all your
launcher.
Steam has all your games in one place, and then it has your friends there as
Wait,
well.
no, but
and, like,
you can transport games onto Steam. You can
What?
like no, you can do this. I have what's it called? I think I have like Tunic from Itch on Steam, so I can just open it from Steam.
How does that?
can-
How
you
did
can
how
add
did that?
games
How
to
did
your-
that
you
work?
It's like you can add an application file to Steam so that like it
Oh.
allows you to open it
dude,
from Steam
Adobe
whenever you want.
Photoshop is going on Steam right now.
You just had
Yeah,
to
I think
spend
I have
20
heard of
bucks.
that. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah. If you think about like piracy, like anti-piracy laws don't do anything to piracy rates, but what did cause people to pirate a lot less movies was Netflix, because it's just more convenient.
Yeah, you don't
It's-
have to
it's
deal
like
with all
it's-
that stuff.
Yeah, and like when I get people being like, "Oh," it's like, why wouldn't you just pirate this media? First of all, like I don't know, like oftentimes people argue for piracy. It was like, "Oh, I'm just giving money to a corporation." Like it's like, yes, also technically, if you want to argue that like the firmament of our society is based around like paying your money for goods and services, but I think more so it's just convenience. Like
Yeah,
it's like I am in a position where I'm lucky enough to have the $4 to rent this movie on like Apple TV or whatever.
Yeah. I guess that's just like the biggest contributing factor to like doing anything isn't like morality or like cost. It's mostly just convenience. Yeah.
I think that is like
Yeah.
like one of the I do pay for Crunchyroll, and I think that it's
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a streaming service.
yeah, and mostly it's just because like, oh yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
And that I think I got it before I had like a bajillion ad blockers. So I think that after I realized that wait a minute, it's like, I guess all those piracy sites aren't super inaccessible. I just found out, oh wait, it's actually still pretty convenient.
Yeah. Crunchyroll.
And I
is
started to
really
do that
convenient.
more often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the initial reason for me paying was just like, oh yeah, I don't want to deal with all the ads. I don't want to deal with the possibility of me getting
Ads, and
like,
then,
a bajillion
it,
viruses.
Like, saves where I left off.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a small feature like that. So you like, as otherwise you would write down where you left off, and if you forget.
You just got a notebook. Like,
What else would
like
you do?
Konosuba episode
had,
12.
If you have
minute 14.
you have a video file of like a of like a show you're watching, and then you get to a certain point and you say, okay, I'm gonna stop. How else are you?
I either keep the tab open or I just guess, and I like
No, you don't
open
pull out your little.
No, I don't have
No.
a notebook on my side.
At the very like
pirated anime. No.
at the most I would do
Pirated
like
anime. Don't look.
at the most I would do like notes like on the computer.
Well, yeah. I
on
didn't.
the-
I didn't
okay.
mean a physical notebook.
Oh,
but, like,
okay.
You pull up a note and. Like,
Okay, that makes a little more sense. Because I was
Well,
like,
I
it
have
was
to-
like
I have to do- I have to
grabbing
do-
on your
I do
pencil.
this with my mom because we share a Dropout subscription.
Dropout TV.
Yeah, Dropout TV, and then I'll like write down where I left off.
I was just imagining
Wait,
like
but that's not a pirated website. That's like, isn't it?
I know,
No,
but like
that's
we both share that service, and like
because
if we
you want
if
to
we
watch the same
like,
episodes or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just imagining you
their
going.
their D&D campaign, or it was there was their
It's the
Vampire the
one guy,
Masquerade
like
campaign.
Brennan or something.
Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're the campaign they've been recently doing is called City Council of Darkness, and it's about Vampire the Masquerade, which is, by the way, I was in Portland
Mm.
earlier this week, and
Oregon. Yeah.
So was I.
where are all of my friends? I had like one of my friends from my like D&D group I've had since 4th grade was there. One of my friends from my Shakespeare group was in. But why was all of my friends?
Ethan was there.
They all wanted to see the D&D.
Ethan is still there actually.
Why
right
is it?
now.
Why were all my friends in Portland
Esteban's
at the same
there
time?
too. Yeah.
No, no, Esteban's
No, okay.
cannot.
Apparently not. No.
Yeah.
What were you doing there? You going to
I,
watch
I,
D&D?
I
or-
was fencing.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Cool.
I was fencing in nationals, but then while there, I went to. They have Portland has the largest independent bookstore in the world. It's called Powell City of Books. It's a bookstore that spans like a couple city blocks. Very cool.
I think I've been
Whoa.
there.
It sounds like a Harry Potter thing. That's
Yeah,
pretty
very 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 cool place. They had just like a wall of different TTRPGs.
sick. Wow.
And one of them, my point was that like Vampire the Masquerade source books were there. Vampire the Masquerade is a funny game because it's like I'm a vampire, and
Okay.
I've got all these fancy made up words for how I'm a vampire and who
Yeah.
I'm a vampire like under, and
Yeah.
it takes itself so seriously. It's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a Vampire the Masquerade campaign about like a small town in rural Oregon.
Okay. While
Uh,
you were in Oregon.
While I
Interesting.
was in Oregon,
Wow.
we were watching this. Actually, we went to the to Ashland, which is probably I did some brief research and I found that that's probably the place where the rural town in the game is based off of. So I went to that place in Oregon.
Wow. And you saw the vampires. That's pretty
I
cool.
didn't see the vampires. I was there for the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, but
I mean, they're masquerading, right?
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
you saw
yeah,
the
I don't think
masquerade.
you would see
that's
them.
the
Yeah,
whole
they had
point.
their fangs.
But
they
anyway,
had full mask, yeah.
that was a wonderful show, and the finale for it came out on Wednesday,
Oh, okay. That's cool.
which they have to fight Richard Nixon, the vampire.
Huh. Yeah. I
As-
feel like they tend to do that in those shows. They just like
Yeah.
ramp up exponentially. Okay.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed that they did that because Vampire the Masquerade has so much lore on like who the big bad vampires are, and there's like, oh my god, you've been alive for thousands of years, and you're like the originator of like the human race, and
And they were
like
like-
that level, and then it's just Richard Nixon. It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I assume that he was a vampire, and then he was Richard Nixon for a little bit, and then he was like he masqueraded, if you will,
He masqueraded as Nixon.
Nixon,
Whoa.
as Nixon.
Okay, so they just see him as Nixon then, but he's like actually
Well,
an
no, it's
ancient
been
vampire.
it was explained because they play as vampires, and then they're like the whole point is that they're in this small town. They messed up. The vampire overlords were like, "Yo, we're gonna send you to the smallest, most boring town, the rural town imaginable. Have fun."
Ashland. Yeah.
Yeah, or they call it Perpy, Oregon. There.
Okay. Yeah.
And because
Oregon.
the idea is that Vampire the Masquerade is all about cities, and it's like how vampires secretly control the world.
Nixon.
then-
Hence Nixon. Yes.
Hence
okay.
Nixon. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm getting that logic. But
Yeah.
it's like, oh, vampires control the world, and then we'll send you this boring town where there's absolutely nothing for you to do and nothing important. And they've just because vampires only kind of really make sense in like a large city. Like if you're gonna kill someone in a small town and you're a
Yeah.
vampire, that's
Gotta
why like
get caught.
Twilight doesn't make sense to me.
Are they in a small town?
Yeah, they're in like a tiny town
Oh,
in
okay.
Washington, I think, and then
Huh.
they like there's like a family of vampires who like no, because they're vampires that don't kill people. Never mind.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
let's get back to whatever we were talking about.
Where were we?
Where
were we?
were we?
Were we
You haven't introduced your game.
What's your game? What's your game? What's
Okay,
your game?
okay. I've just started playing this game. I've started playing a few new games due to the Steam sale. It's really drained my wallet.
Yeah.
But this one that I want to point out is World of Horror. Have you guys heard of that?
Nope.
Nope.
It's pretty cool. It's like this roguelike turn-based like RPG in which you like you basically you guys are familiar with Junji Ito or
Yeah.
Yeah. Would
Yes.
you mind putting this on the couch over
oh
there?
yeah Ben,
Thank you.
don't drop it. Oh, I totally dropped it.
It's lasted since 1970.
Wow.
It's fine.
Okay. It's basically it's like heavily inspired by Junji Ito, like down to like the art style and like all of the different like monsters and creatures in the game, as well as H.P. Lovecraft, and so it's like my two like
Overlap there.
it's there's basically like my two favorite worlds basically just like of horror overlapping to make this game World of Horror. And it's really cool. It's basically it gives you like these random like different conditions in which you play the game, and it's like each run is basically a different person like coming to this like desolate like hometown.
Oh.
Are you aware of this?
I'm not aware of this, but this sounds very familiar. I'll
yeah.
start yapping in a second, but
Okay,
go
sure.
ahead.
Okay.
It's basically you go into this town and you have like 4 or 5 separate like mysteries, which are basically like, oh, that's Ben's sister. I like your hair. They like play out like a classic like Junji Ito story, and each one is kind of like self-contained, but all like play into like this larger story, and it's like it's very cool because this is all like in like the condensed into like an hour and a half long like roguelike run, in which you're basically trying to like solve all of these stories and these like turn-based like combat like kind of like areas, and you all like combine into this like lighthouse. Basically, once you've completed all 5 stories, you go to this lighthouse in which you are essentially like taking down like an eldritch god, you know. It's pretty cool. Or you don't really fight the eldritch god, but you like try and stop the ritual.
As one does.
As one does.
As one
yeah.
does, yeah. 'Cause you can't
I was
really,
like,
you
I was
don't
about,
really,
I was
you don't
about
really
to
fight
chime
it.
in and be like, I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
no. But it's just like it's really, really cool. Everything about it, like the gameplay is very dense, very confusing, and I basically needed to watch like 3 separate guides to understand like any of it, because it's like it's so weird. Like you don't just like play like a normal turn-based game. It's like you basically like plan out your attack as if it's like D&D maybe, where it's like you kind of like you have like 200 seconds of time for your turn, and like each attack takes, or each move takes like a different amount of time to do, and you have to try and like fit them all into like a timeline.
That's very interesting.
So it's like you can like spend like 5 seconds like preparing your weapon, like 20 seconds like swinging at them. It's like all this.
That sounds
stuff.
really cool.
It is pretty cool.
But none of that time doesn't take down while you're like choosing what to do on your turn.
No. It's not. It's not like there's not like a. It's not like a timer, but it's like you like plan out like your whole attack and your setup.
So everyone's turns happen at the same time, kind of.
Kind of like your team's turn all happens at the same time, and you like plan it all out. Like, okay, this person's gonna buff this person, which will allow this attack.
But you have to line it up, but then they have to attack after that, like at second 46 or something.
Yeah, and it's a really cool game. I really like it.
That does sound really cool.
Yeah,
Reminded me a little bit of Fear and Hunger, like
Yeah.
a roguelike horror game.
Yeah, I'd say it's very, very reminiscent of that. I think it's very heavily inspired by that. Less like brutal, much more forgiving.
Okay.
But yeah, I like it a lot.
Cosmic horror and that.
I love cosmic horror, bro. It's so cool. Yeah, both of those games
We should
very,
play
very
we should play Call of Cthulhu sometime, the RPG.
Yeah, is that? Well, I mean, that's not necessarily. I mean, it is, I suppose, baseline Eldritch horror, but like.
You can on, like, you can just play like Call of Cthulhu can just be played as like, oh, we're investigating a paranormal. Call of Cthulhu is I love it because it's in the 1920s. Like it all takes place in the 1920s, so you're like civilized and like we're at the peak of civilization after the Great War and nothing else is gonna happen ever again that's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
World War. That's that World War.
Well, the Great War, right?
The Great War.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
everything else
like,
show from there.
Yeah, I think I might run a Call of Cthulhu scenario. I haven't run a ton of Call of Cthulhu, but I own the books and it's a game I admire very much. But I might run a Call of Cthulhu scenario called Crimson Letters for my Shakespeare group.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
But sorry, my tangent. The reason I got onto this tangent was that like that just reminds me of like, because in Call of Cthulhu, unlike most TTRPGs where your characters level up and become more powerful, in Call of Cthulhu your character starts out as a chipper, like fresh-faced adventurer, and then their sanity like and luck degrades over time, and then you kind of like wear through characters.
Yeah, and you kind of just like it's just like a war of attrition or something.
War of attrition, and then like you use like, okay, your character because death happens so easily in Call of Cthulhu. Like you have 10 hit points and a gun does 1d10 plus 4 damage, and like and then then it's like, all right, time to roll up a new character.
That is really interesting.
So like, that sounds like might have been inspired.
What was the game mode for that Western you were talking about, by the way? Like what? Like that's like, is it D&D or like?
What I was talking about, maybe like doing like a fame system.
Because like Call of Cthulhu is like one version, D&D is another version. Like what is the Western?
Okay. So to clarify for Iran and the audience, we have like D&D and Call of Cthulhu are separate systems. and then you play different adventures within those systems. So I would be writing a new system of rules that we would then play next year.
So you would so
Like
you
from
would
scratch.
you make something. Oh wow, okay, oh, wow, that's quite an undertaking.
Yeah.
And going back to the Call of Cthulhu, I really like how that game, as well as this game, like sanity is
Yeah,
like
sanity's
a status, like a health bar as well.
Yeah.
Because like in this game, you know, like that basically acts as like a second health bar,
Mm-hmm.
and if that drops to 0, like your mind goes insane, and like your entire town is like taken over by eldritch horrors.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's it's really cool.
In Call of Cthulhu, the TTRPG, we also sanity is a really complicated rule set. There's like different types of insanity, and like you can go insane in this way, or it might go in a more permanent way. But basically, it boils down to like your character. Like once you reach 0 sanity, that's it. The DM just gets control of your character, and you have to roll up a new one. But basically, there's a lot of interesting stuff in the same way of like you don't want to drop your sanity under a certain threshold, because then you might go into a bout of madness, and then the DM gets to control your character for a little bit.
And he just makes them kill everybody or
Or it's like,
something?
no, you black out, and then, or you have some, like, you narratively you incorporate it. Like, let's say you see like a strange fish man. Like there's lots of fishmen in Call of Cthulhu, and you see it, and that's like, whoa, fish man can exist. I'm going insane, and I lose more than 5, and I fail my sanity roll. What blah 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 blah, and then I go into a bout of madness, and then you can either like talk about, okay, his character bolts off running for the nearest like exit out of town, or you can just do like a blackout, and then you find him at the bottom of like you find him in like a bathtub, like scrubbing himself like bloody with like a sponge because he feels that he's dirty. Like
That's pretty metal. Okay.
yeah, it's
wow.
like
yeah.
yeah, but that idea of like sanity is a separate kind of currency you need to watch is
That's
really
pretty cool. Okay, yeah. I feel like this is a bit of a tangent on that, but like, I feel like if I was in one of those worlds, I wouldn't go insane, you know? Like, I feel like, if I just saw like a fish man, you know, it's like, oh, a big whoop, you know?
No, because
like, it's
I think
crazy.
I think
like,
it's more about like just questioning your reality.
Yeah,
I think.
I was thinking about like I believe that there's a description in some Call of Cthulhu book of like, oh, it's like you're hallucinating, you walk outside, you look up at the stars, and then they all blink at the same time, and you go, oh, wait a minute. Are those just like eyes of a large like looming thing that looms larger than the heavens and larger than the hills and larger than the oceans? That's
pretty
looming over me.
That's sick.
And then like that's cosmic horror of like, oh, what's going on? And then in Call of Cthulhu, you roll intelligence if you see something really bad, and if you fail your intelligence roll, you're fine because you're like, oh, I must have like been, I must have had one too many at the bar today. And then if you like succeed on it, because Call of Cthulhu, you're detectives, it's good to be intelligent, and then the only time when it backfires is when you go insane and you fully understand what you've seen, and then you lose a ton of sanity.
I think I heard like a really good analogy for this.
Oh, okay.
It was like this kind of like this Lovecraftian horror. It's not like I feel like it said that people see Lovecraft horror as in like you grab a fish, you take it out of the ocean, and you like put it in like a business office, and it's just like it's shown like all of these people like going about their day, going to business meetings, doing taxes and all this stuff, like all this stuff completely out of its comprehension. That's not what it is. It's the fish being taken into this office, and for just like an instant of like a moment, like fully understanding how taxes work, like how this like entire like business goes about, and then just being dropped back in the ocean.
Yeah, or you think of like a pet fish, and then it's like for a second it's eating the food, and it looks through the tank, and for just a moment it sees like everything around it and goes, wait, hold on.
Yeah,
and then it forgets because goldfish have a 3-second memory.
Yeah, it's not just seeing something like insane and incomprehensible. It's like understanding how massive whatever you're seeing is, and then just having to go about your day.
I guess comprehending the incomprehensibility.
Yeah. And then on a smaller scale, this works as well in Call of Cthulhu. Like if there's like zombies, or like even with something as like even with a monster that's super like known and super like, oh, I know what that is, like a vampire, for example, right? I think it also works in this. Speaking of vampires, actually, again, we're doing the vampires. This is a different vampire thing. I went yesterday and saw the Dracula ballet in San Francisco.
Ballet.
It was a ballet. It's like imagine musical theater, but there's no singing and no talking, and they are just kind of dramatically and artistically dancing their feelings out. That's ballet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like the Nutcracker.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, you get it.
Okay.
There's but like even for something like a vampire, because if you see what a vampire has done to a person, or you see evidence of a vampire, you would still roll sanity because you know that vampires aren't real. This can't be happening. And then you either explain it away with some like reason that isn't true, or you comprehend, wait a minute, vampires are real. Oh my god, I've been living a lie my whole life. Like that's also cosmic horror in a way of like maybe I've stepped into some sort of thing I don't understand.
Yeah, I just adore that kind of stuff. Like it's so cool. Yeah.
Because you're saying, I think that your point about like, oh, I think I would just like comprehend it, or like,
I
wouldn't go insane. But it's like, I don't know, even if you did see something mundane, like, I don't know, aliens, I think that would, like, things that are unknown can easily become an obsession, right? And it's especially like that's why there's people who, I don't know, maybe flat earthers.
Yeah.
They think they've found that incomprehensible thing, or maybe, I guess, just the conspiracy theory. It's like, oh, I'm learning about something that I'm not meant to learn about, and then becomes like, oh wow, that's their entire thing. I need to find out more about this, or it becomes I guess it occupies their mind more, and so I think that with your point about, oh, I wouldn't go insane, I think it's maybe not in the sense that like you just look at something and go, oh wow, I'm crazy now.
Yeah.
It's more about just the way it more deeply affects your psyche.
Yeah, it just like changes your perspective.
Yeah, and then there's things in Call of Cthulhu where there's like indefinite madnesses, or like specific fears. Like for example, in this analogy, in this example we had of like looking up and the stars all blink, maybe now your character has a completely, to everyone else, irrational fear of going outside at night. Like your character doesn't want to do that, and it's like they are terrified, and they will only go outside at night if they're being dragged, kicked, and screaming. To everyone else, that is insanity to everyone else. But in Call of Cthulhu, you have the game master telling you that it's not. And then it gets more complicated because you sometimes, like, once you're insane enough, you roll rolls to see if what you're seeing is real or not, or maybe you're just hallucinating.
Okay.
Yeah, you start second guessing everything. Yeah.
And then to everyone else, that looks like that from a normal person's perspective, that is insanity.
Yeah.
I feel
like how flat earthers, like, they'll never only subscribe to one conspiracy theory.
That's true.
It's always like a collective.
Yeah, so it's like once you get into one thing, you know, who knows how much else is of your realities.
I took a class on social and political philosophy, and this was actually a topic of like the philosophy of conspiracy theory, of like, because conspiracy theories are a piece of evidence, if there being no evidence for it is often evidence, because there being no evidence for something being true is often evidence, because, oh, if the Illuminati is controlling everything, of course they've removed all like documentation of their activities.
And that kind of just like leads you down the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
that, like kind of prevents you from seeing the other side.
It's like, oh, I can't trust the fact that there's no evidence because the Illuminati has taken it all away. And then it's like, oh, but why would I trust this expert? You know, like they're like you kind of get led down that rabbit hole.
In cahoots or whatever. Yeah.
This does feel like the Joe Rogan experience.
Hold that up.
Why would I trust this expert?
Okay, so I think we've been talking about for about like an hour and a half. Am I?
Yeah, those were our three. I have more games to go.
Oh wow! Okay.
You know what? I would love to get into it, but I feel like for the sake of all of our time and our viewers, we should probably move on to the advice section.
Let's do that.
This is very enjoyable, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, moving on.
See you guys in the next clip. You want to go ahead and cut it? Okay. So back. Axel was just talking to us about how much he loves AI. Ben was just talking to us about how racist he is. All this and I was saying they're both morally reprehensible, and like, you know, we should respect people.
You haven't met my AI girlfriend.
Well, what was her name again?
Gemini.
Okay.
She's someone's twin.
What do you think that? Yeah, Gemini. What is it? Why?
I don't know. I've been trying to think about like, why is it twins? Like, is it like the twin of humanity? Because that's terrifying.
That is really terrifying.
Because like OpenAI, fine. Like
Gemini, right? It's good.
Like
good
Fable, maybe. Like kind of the model names. Like Fable, maybe. I guess. But like Gemini is weird.
it's just insane the amount of money and effort they're putting into this.
Yeah, it's
like
it's the biggest financial bubble in history.
yeah, it's crazy.
that
Like
right?
literally,
No, I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
literal
I guess with the
trillions of
economy.
dollars into AI. Like
I
that's
mean, I feel like that's
not-
kind of hard
not
to
trillions,
gauge
billions.
exactly.
No, it
because,
is
like,
trillions.
oh okay. My
It is,
bad.
like if you think about like how much Nvidia's stock like has risen, like because they're
We're talking about AI, by the way. So,
yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
Now, this is what the podcast is about.
Yeah.
But if you think about like how much Nvidia stock has risen, and like they're the company that sells the computing power for the AI firms, and like data. There's like a new data center being built in Utah that's gonna use an amount of electricity that's equivalent to the entire state. Of like
Wow.
half that state's electricity usage will be that data center.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm correct on this. It could be like 50% of the state's
He
usage.
does just
but
make
still.
up statistics, but that's all right. Yeah.
I'm AI. I make up
yes, yeah,
statistics.
yeah.
They Esteban
He's
wasn't here.
hallucinating.
AI.
Yeah, he's
Esteban
he
was-
is
Esteban was-
AI Esteban. We
Yeah,
just-
Esteban-
yeah, Esteban.
yeah.
Yeah, make him a little richer. Make him a little agreeable.
Make it more agreeable to a general American audience. make it. It's like Esteban. Make him a little taller and a little wider. That's the future of podcasting.
Are you guys done? If we calm down, do you want to get started with the advice?
Yeah,
now?
let's do
Yeah,
it. Let's do
yeah,
All
it.
right.
sure.
Okay.
I'm interested.
This is a 17-second voicemail.
Ooh.
I'm not totally sure because, like, when the shorter ones, they kind of tend
What if
to
they
be.
talk really fast?
There's a higher chance of them saying dumb stuff, but either way, we'll see.
All right, this is it.
Let's go.
Rabbit, how do I score the hive? How do I lock in and do this? Rabbit, please let me know. Also, I was wondering if how to get off of the FBI watch list.
How?
Thank you and good night.
Okay.
Wait, what was
so-
her first question?
What was the
Okay, so-
play that back.
No, okay. So what she said was, how do I? Okay, so we've had a caller. They said, how do I score the huzz?
Oh,
Oh,
okay. I
yeah.
didn't. Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
that part.
They need help with that, and they also asked how to get off the FBI watch list. I just clarified because I usually censor them out for legal reasons, but actually, I don't think I need to anymore.
I don't feel like people.
Hmm?
I don't.
Well, because I don't want to, like, when we all become like multi-billionaires with like
Yeah.
millions of views on the podcast, all these people are gonna come back and sue us. But we
True.
did put the posters up that announced that we're a podcast, so maybe we don't need to.
Yeah. All right, well, so first question: how do I score the huzz?
Mm-hmm.
How do I lock in? We're related.
Relating to the huzz, yeah. And then
How
how
do
do
I-
you?
And then what was the
How do you
How-
get off the FBI
How do you get
watch
off
list?
the?
Okay, I'm sure.
Well, if those are related, that's kind of concerning, you know.
I feel I don't know if this is just me, but do you also feel like we've been getting a ton of like this sounds like the same girl that's just been saying like something crazy in like the voicemail.
Do you
like-
think it's the same person?
I
Because
don't
they
know,
are
no.
different numbers. Like,
Oh,
give
okay. I
Okay,
guess
well,
not.
I don't think they're going to that much effort.
Yeah,
I think this is just the demographic who responds to this stuff.
that's pretty fair.
Just
Just
That's fair. That's
people
kids.
people who just want to say something silly.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to dig into the first part of the question?
first
how do you
how do you
score the
how do you
huzz?
We're
score the huzz?
clearly, you know.
Given our expertise with this,
All right. Okay.
I would say you gotta be really confident and say something really out of character. You know, like just like fully change up your behavior in order to
Just-
attract them as much as possible. Yeah.
What
the
Armand
the-
masquerade like?
Armand performative, like
No, I just walk in with a British accent. You know, I'm like, oh,
cut to like 20 years later. It's like 20 years later. It's like I was like, oh honey, can you go get me something from the fridge? Yeah, sure. I mean, oh yes, of course.
yes, bro. Yeah.
It's like, what was that? What was that? But
Oh, congrats on being like, despite all the relationship advice we've given out, congrats on being like the first person to actually have been in a relationship on our podcast.
well, I you know.
You're the only person. Like you're the only person who's been like we've given out so much relationship advice and none of us.
Most of them are.
That's been like a solid amount.
We've had
Okay,
like
okay.
3 or 4.
All right.
Yeah,
Most
and
of them
yeah,
have been about, like-
so we're really looking forward to your thoughts on
you're,
this.
You're
yeah.
the expert here. So,
Yep.
This feels like entrapment somehow. I don't know.
no, most of them have been about like just people like looking for jobs or something, complaining
Yeah.
about the economy. But
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
okay. All right, we're
Sorry.
waiting expectantly.
Yep.
And go ahead.
He's
give us the
bright-eyed
tea.
and bushy-tailed.
Oh,
No, you have usually
my tail's wagging right
you're
now.
giving advice to two extra people here. I'm sorry. I'm
What?
sorry.
Please
okay.
no.
I'm sorry.
I don't know that I necessarily want to speak. As much as I don't have advice on this, I will disagree with Armand here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really interesting.
I would disagree with you
It's
too.
it's
okay.
always easier to disagree than to with like a stance than to find your own stance, right?
Okay. So you're just gonna disagree and drop it. Just like that's the wrong way to do it. There's no other.
I think my point being more that in that circumstance in general, I feel like you do want to be like yourself. That's pretty generic advice, but
Yeah.
like yes, you do want to act like yourself, and then I feel like if that somehow is holding you back, then kind of figure out whose problem it is. Because like I can't say that like, oh, it's their fault and then just go find someone else, because they're, you know, like the obvious case that would come to mind is someone is, you know, the fedora and it's like, oh no, it's their fault. It's like, yeah, maybe you. Well, yeah, I don't have a ton of advice on this. I will say.
Okay.
What we've usually been saying is, I guess, repeat encounters, or just trying to interact with someone as much as possible.
Yeah, like if you think about, I think, okay, hold on. Let's delve into some theory here. So,
Okay. Relationship theory.
Like if you think about someone, it's like if you have a romantic relationship with someone, that contains within it a friendship, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like if you think about like, oh, if just in like a lower stakes situation, like if you want to like, oh, that's a cool person, I want to be friends with them.
Yeah.
Repeat encounters, like the same thing applies. It doesn't have to be like a different thing.
Because obviously, I don't think you can care about someone if you don't interact with them, right? So I think that.
And then if you do care about someone without interacting with them,
yeah, I think that becomes more of an issue.
I mean, I
And
feel like, isn't there also like the dating scene, you know, where like the whole point of it is to just like meet people who you haven't interacted with before, you know?
I
that's
guess
true. Like blind or whatever.
Blind dates.
Yeah, but then, I mean,
Blind
in
dates or
that
whatever,
case,
yeah.
like, oh, like if you think you hit it off or whatever, it's like you why do you? Okay, if
I didn't do anything.
Sorry,
Just
no. If you
keep
like, if you really found the person you're on the blind date with, I guess appealing, what's it, agreeable? I'm looking for a good word here, but all of them sound really weird. But
Sexy, hot and sexy.
okay, yeah, that was what I was trying to avoid.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so I don't know, if you like someone, then you would want to see them more often, right? And I think that in that case, like, oh, even if they're the first time you've seen someone, then if it's mutual,
Yeah.
if it's mutual, like, then you would agree to have more dates, right?
Okay. Yeah. So, if you're trying to, what's it called, score the huzz, you recommend. That's what she said.
Yeah, that is
You recommend
Circling
to just
back
like
to kind of the original. Language.
Yeah, you recommend to just like repeatedly try and like engage with them as much as possible, just to get them know them better and like show that you like them back.
Yeah, and not even with the
Or
purpose
like
of like
that, but,
proving,
Yeah.
not even the purpose of manipulating them, but just for the purpose of figuring out if you actually want to interact with that person
Yeah.
for any purpose.
Yeah.
Because of course, obviously, it could be a situation of like, oh, I'm not interested, but you're still a really cool person, and we're interested in the same things. Want to go like do something? Want to go just like, sorry, sorry, train of thought lost. But sorry if you like. It's like, hey, do you still want to go like do something sometime?
Yeah.
Like even if you're not romantically interested in
So
that.
it's like you're saying it's less so going like doing things with this person in order to like achieve some sort of like romantic gain,
Yeah.
but more so just to like out of genuine interest, just like spend time with them.
Just chill, you know.
I think
That's a very
something
positive way to look at it.
I think something you can apply to all relationships, not just romantic ones,
Oh, okay.
is just maintaining like as much communication as possible. I think that you can interpret that communication in a lot of different ways. Because one, it's like communication through, I don't know, differences. But secondly, communication about things you like, communicating the way you feel. And I guess communicating like things you're looking for in someone or from the relationship. Yeah.
Ben does this actually every episode. His advice is always just to communicate.
It is always
Yeah.
communication, but I really do
Yeah.
think that's just like a golden rule of just like of just people
interacting
in general.
with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure everyone's on the same page.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wow.
And if you don't want them to be on the same page, kind of why do you not want to be on the same page?
Don't communicate.
Evaluate
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Do we want to tackle the second part of there?
Well, the second one is just how do I lock in? I think that was just.
that was actually for the first part. I think we're
I
missing
think
the
yeah.
the
So
other
but,
one.
like
How do we get off the FBI watch?
how do
list?
you
Yeah.
get off the FBI watch list?
Well, first of all, important question is why you're on there. You know,
It depends,
not
yeah.
only out of genuine concern, but also like how would you like tackle the rest of that question? You know.
I think there are a lot of different levels to that though, because you could just be like, oh, you search something up like, oh, how do I make a bomb, and then you'll
you
just
forgot
like
in
Just
Minecraft,
you've been
yeah.
automatically flagged. And then
yeah,
if
and
you
then
search
and then it's just like, oh, now you'll get like more, I guess, automatic observation. Like,
I mean, do you think the FBI watch list is like I feel like the only situation where it would negatively impact your life to be on the FBI watch list is if you, well, of course this is like, it's like what, the state would never do something out that's bad, but like that, not to be of that viewpoint, but like if you're on the FBI watch list and then it's a problem for you to be on there other than just like privacy concerns, which are completely valid.
Yeah.
Like the problem with being on there is that if you intend to commit a crime, it will be more difficult.
yeah.
I used to I don't know how related this is, but I used to think that like that kind of stuff, like being on an FBI watch list or like having the government like track you and all your information, I used to be like kind of confused about like why that was like a bad thing, you know, like, oh, it's the government, they're just trying to like, you know, protect people, why does it like matter if they have your info?
But if you think about like ICE, like
Yeah, exactly.
like
And if you think
protecting
about,
about,
people is very
what if
subjective.
what if this government doesn't have your best interest at hand?
Yeah.
What if your views like conflict with the government's views?
Which is, I think there's also a concerning direction, which is that I don't know. There's a concerning direction of like private firms, like providing security infrastructure or like cameras to police departments, and I don't know if you've heard.
The cameras
like
all
flock
around.
safety.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've
Yeah.
heard.
People have been,
Yeah, but like
taking
that's
them
that's
down.
also concerning because not because the police departments want to use them for reading license plates, which I think is completely fine because if you're like if you're an offender and you have a car, that's a very easy. That's like a very it is a very good way. It is good reason to have license plates, and it's a good kind of feature of our like society. I think is having those
Yeah.
license plates and police being able to track you through them.
Yeah.
But then the problem is that there's the third party in the middle who is like often selling this data, which is
So like malicious, you know.
malicious actors,
peoples,
yeah.
or, yeah.
Or just selling this data in general, which isn't great.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's quite a concern, you know, especially with like where am I going? Like with the just like the government being like in a conflict with you, like when you see like stuff like ICE, you know, it's like they could just be like looking at your license plate to like find out if you're like an offender for traffic tickets, or they could be like, oh, you were at like an anti-ICE rally the other day, and
Yeah.
it's like now you become a target.
Yeah,
for, like,
there was
harassment
like
or
a
whatever.
really concerning thing that I heard about, which was like which was there would I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like if you were on your phone at a protest, they like there was like a thing, they would have cellular infrastructure set up there that would like falsely connect to your phone, and then so they could identify people,
That sounds a
which
little scary.
yeah, like not great.
Yeah, I saw this video where it's like the only way you can truly remove yourself from like that just that immense infrastructure of being trackable. Just the only way to stop being, I guess, just erase your presence is to basically just to stop using electronics entirely, right?
Yeah.
Just like,
Which is impossible. like,
Yeah.
in today's
pretty
world.
much, yeah.
they like they just every single one of them like connects to something. Like I don't know, just having a printer, like
Yeah,
I don't know,
that's enough for people to like
just blow.
trace you, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like if you think about the absolute most extreme case of like a private investigator is hired, or like someone who has access to all this data is hired to like specifically do a profile on you or find passwords about you or something like that, like even your like that is just easy. Like if someone has the determination to like actually use this data for a specific malicious purpose, it is easy.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, but so how do you get off the
How do you get
how
off?
how do you
do
get
deal
off
with
the FBI watch list?
Can you?
I think there's
Is
a
that-
lot of different severities, right? I mean, because if you're just the guy who's like kind of on the watch list, I don't know how exactly that would work, or like the what if there's levels or not.
Yeah.
But if you just search stuff, oh, how do I make a bomb? Then I think you could just not. I don't think you need to do anything. I think
You just have to be a model citizen.
yeah,
probably.
just for like a couple months or whatever. Or
And then you're dropped off the watch list. Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
the whole point is that we don't really know how it works, you know? Kind of anonymous.
Yeah.
Government doesn't really want you to know this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think as long as you have good intent and you align politically with your government
Okay,
in
there we
every
go.
way, then you're probably okay. But yeah.
Like I assume you mean align politically in like a general sense, like
yeah.
pro government, like
Yeah.
being like it's like, oh, I want security and order and safety.
I mean, not to get political, but I feel like in the direction that like,
Whoa.
you know, the government is going, it's like, yeah, I feel like it's less safe.
And
We are
it's-
getting
don't.
political
If
way
we-
too early in our podcast.
This is the
like
definition of like politics. FBI is
yeah,
not, like,
that's true.
yeah, even in there's
like
well, there's a movie called Vice, which I watched like a year ago, which was, by the way, Vice. It has Christian Bale in the main lead role. He's amazing in that, but also it's the like I did not know it was Christian Bale until I looked it up a year after I saw the movie. The transformation in it is incredible.
Interesting.
It's about Dick Cheney and about kind of like the Bush administration
Okay.
and because
Sure.
like the Patriot
vice
Act.
president.
Patriot Act and
Yeah.
like how Dick Cheney had a lot of power as the vice president that vice presidents don't usually have,
Mm-hmm.
and like the Patriot Act and surveillance and like them apprehending and torturing like criminal people, just like torturing individuals in relation to like the Middle East
Yeah, it's like
crises and stuff like that. Of like, it's not new, you know.
yeah.
Mm.
I don't know, not to get too like controversial, but like I do feel like if you do like not align politically with your government, like especially in the state we are right now, with like, you know, the government not exactly holding much, you know, allegiance to the law,
Or I
like,
guess
it does kind of put
responsibility.
you, it does put you in jeopardy, you know, like
Yeah, it does.
like it is very easy for you to like, you know, just like be expressing like your views and like protests within like the confines of the law and still like be put in danger, you know.
Yeah, which, overall, not a pot. Overall, if you're on the FBI watch list, kind of just chill.
Yeah, which
I think all of my
would you
advice
really
will
know?
always boil down to like just chill for a little bit.
Just
See what
take it
happens.
easy.
See what happens.
I think that'll be pretty funny for a future question, which I took a peek at. But
Oh,
anyways,
okay.
we'll get there when we get there.
Okay.
Are we
That better
good
not
with this
be a-
one? Do
yeah.
you wanna cut?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. All right.
And we're back.
Okay, I did. This is like half of an answer, not really an answer, but this is a callback to a previous episode. We got a
Oh.
response back. What's it called? Do you remember? You're not gonna know this, but do you remember? In our last episode, when one of the callers came in and they were like, the rapey rabbit, you know?
Because it's therapy rabbit.
Yeah,
but-
our
but-
our email like tag is therapy rabbit hotline,
no.
and they're like, the rapey rabbit, and it pissed me off so bad. And then they responded to us. They said, "Haha, good to know. I appreciate your efforts. You should fix the spelling of the poster at SJCC."
What do you mean fix the spelling of how are you spelling therapy?
It's just therapy.
I spelled
but
it right. I spelled it right.
No,
I
he
don't know
did.
what
He
he's
did
talking
spell it
about.
right.
I did spell
He
it
did,
right.
but I think
This guy's just
me
saying
and
he's
Esteban
being
did
dumb.
comment like, oh yeah, this like it's just a.
Because I guess
Like,
people are expecting it to be the therapy.
Yeah,
rabbit.
you always
It's
see
like, I
the
don't have- It
first.
doesn't have to be. It can be therapy because it's an email. You know.
Yeah.
Like if you write an email, it doesn't have to be like punctually accurate. It can just be like the name.
I mean,
Yeah, no,
you could put therapy dot rabbit, and then I don't know, maybe that would clarify it a bit better. Like, but I mean, that's already our email. So if people are making misconceptions, then it is what it is.
And then they sent that message, and then what's it called? I have like an auto reply system where like when people send a message, it'll give like this little paragraph, like let them know we'll get back to them when we can. And then in response to that, it was like talking about like therapy services that we offer. Like basically it's just that we give advice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then they responded, what kind of therapy services do you offer? Hopefully more than just affirming LGBTQ BS, lol. Which
This feels like someone's trolling.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess, but it was just like such an odd thing to say. I don't know. Like,
I mean, did you respond? Did you mention anything related to LGBTQ like in the response?
no.
I don't think so. Other than like just like a passing quip, I don't think it was ever one of our topics, right? Like,
Yeah, no, and we didn't. I mean, we didn't talk to them about it, but I don't know. I found it like so weird and out of pocket, you know, just to like see someone so blatantly.
it's just,
also like
they're just motivated.
Yeah,
like, we're like,
bigoted. Yeah.
well,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I-
yeah,
I-
no,
this
no,
feel-
it
this
is.
feels like
I mean,
someone-
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you chose to say that, kind of that on you, but like this does feel like someone's trolling.
Yeah. Silly response. Anyways, we can move on to the next response.
No, I genuinely don't remember like mentioning LGBTQ in there.
Wait, no, because like this was like we didn't respond to them. This was the rapey rabbit. So I'd like all I gave in response was like, "Hello, just to make things clear, this is the therapy rabbit," you know, and that was it.
Oh, and therapy is LGBTQ, I guess. Like, what,
Yeah.
what is that?
Okay.
I don't know. I feel
Like,
like they were just looking to say something.
I guess.
Yeah. Anyways, we can move on to the next one.
Yeah.
This is just a long message. So
Is this? But it's not a.
It's not a voicemail.
Not a voicemail.
Not a
just-
voicemail.
okay.
No. We have this one, and then we might have some more, but I'm not sure where they are. I think there's just one more I know for sure on the Google form, which we can read out. It's pretty short.
Okay.
Do you want to read this one?
Okay. So this messenger said, "Hey, Advice Rabbit. My relationship to the art is make
Like the arts, I think.
to I think it's the arts.
Yeah.
I-
It's all messed up. I don't know.
I make. Maybe it's I make. Maybe there's there's a type
Art
of
and make.
specific. What they say is my relationship to the art is all messed up. It drains so much from me to make
Oh.
something
Oh,
that
yeah,
I
okay.
abandon projects left and right. And in the rare cases where I finish a piece, I'm exhausted from it. It never seems to live up to what I saw in my head. Some of my friends draw and write avidly, like how I want to, and I feel hollow inside whenever it comes up. It's gotten to the point where I don't even bother to start. I feel like it's not worth it, that I don't have anything to offer the world, even though I want to be an artist more than anything. Any advice from me?
Jeez.
Take a look at this while you guys
Mm,
noodle this over.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first thing I want to like point out is that it's like I think I have a lot of respect for this person
Yeah.
just for not resorting to like AI or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, no, because I think that is a really common thing where people who feel like they want to make art but they
Yeah.
can't, and it's so easy to resort to not doing anything at all, which is AI, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Or just like kind of, or just in this case like, they said that he's like I don't even bother to start. It's like yeah, I feel like that is a lot of people of like they have a cool idea and then they kind of take for granted that they won't be able to.
But I think
But-
that what's
but this-
sorry.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
What's really important here is that I mean, what you said is that you still wanted to be an artist,
Yeah.
right? You haven't lost that motivation. Sure, you're not. I guess you're not doing it as actively, but of course you still have that passion for art, which I think is great that you're able to stick
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah. I really I feel like this is like I don't want to say like depression or something, but like it really does feel like a sort of like mental affliction that I feel like a lot of artists go through. Like I feel like even though we don't know anything about this person's art, like I feel like I don't know if like their art is necessarily like guaranteed to be bad, you know? Like I feel like this could just be like a case of like an artist just like, you know,
Self-doubt.
like body dysmorphia but for art, I guess, you know? Like where they just like they really just like can't see their art as like something like good or well done, you know?
I think I've yeah, like I kind of see where this is coming from because like I've always been like, oh, I'm not good at art. I'm not good at drawing. Like,
Yeah.
it's like it's never. I've not good at art. I'm not good at drawing, and then I've never like taken an art class because I've convinced myself that that's not my thing.
Yeah.
And I think it is very admirable that this person, as you said, still has that drive and that desire and that kind of want to be an artist. But I think what okay, so I decided to over the summer take a class on like storyboarding about like film, and a lot of that assignments for that class are like, hey, draw a storyboard for this. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not great at drawing, and then I tried I tried a few things, and then I was happy. And then I tried a few things, and then I was happy when something that I could like kind of recognize came out. And I think what contributed a lot to that is, for me, my case is a little different in that, or kind of what I get is that I just felt like I was never going to make art, and then I just decided to go for it. But I think similarly, what works for a lot of things is like kind of looking at different ways. So like for the, sorry, I'm just trying to formulate my
That's
thoughts
alright.
and just
Yeah.
spouting.
That's right.
Let's see. Okay. So I feel like what this person could try is imposing constraints on themselves, if that makes sense. Like, oh, I'm going to make an art piece with this color and this color, and gonna try to find like a way to express this.
That's actually really smart. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done that
Because-
before.
Yeah, because if you like, if you feel that if this person feels that you abandon project, if you feel that if you have an idea in your head and you put it out onto the canvas and it doesn't match what you have in your head, then it's not that art isn't working, it's that way of making art isn't working at that moment. So I think if you look at another way of making art or another constraint, then that could be a great place to start, because obviously like drawing and painting, like they are physical skills that require a lot of practice to master and to get to a point where you can go, okay, I see something and I know how to do it and I can put it on the page. But I think just kind of getting that muscle of like, I'm going to be free and just kind of see what happens, I think might be an important kind of alternate skill to build up as a way to eventually get to the point where you have something in your head and you can perfectly put it on the canvas, because that's never going to be the one step process that it looks like to people. Or like if you see like an artist doing art and they're like perfect and they like start making an outline and painting, it seems like they're just kind of, it's just flowing from their brain into their hand onto the page. But that's not the case, because they have the kind of skills, they have the technical skills necessary, and they also have the skills to think about, oh, I'm gonna do something, see what happens, and adjust from there. So I think a strategy that could work is imposing constraints and just kind of flexing that creative muscle again and again in different circumstances, and kind of finding processes and art styles that work for you.
Yeah.
I think that one of the issues this person is facing is the amount of scope. Like in relation to what you said, like I think it really is easy to fall into the trap of having such a broad amount of things that you could do.
Yeah.
Like in this case, if you're just making art in a chosen medium, and so often there's like an infinite possibilities for you to make something, and it's and you can overthink that. You'll spend time more thinking about it than actually doing it. But this person who messaged us, like, I think it is clear that, I mean, they have practiced art, right? Or like they are capable of doing art. They have skills, even if they might not be, or even if they don't think that they can compare to your peers, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, you are still an artist, right? So like Axel said, when it's getting started and reducing that scope. And I think the second issue that this person is facing is the way that they're comparing themselves to other people's art. You know, there's that one saying, you know, comparison is the theft of joy.
Yeah.
And I think that rather than setting your friends as a benchmark, it's way better just to look at your own art and seeing how you can
yeah,
improve.
and if you have friends that draw and write avidly, reach out to them and say, hey, you seem to be a person who enjoys and is very good at creating art. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit? Like they, like instead of us, like those friends might be the perfect person to go to and kind of seek help with this problem you're having.
Yeah, what's great is that they had the confidence to ask us, but it would be great. Yeah, you could also apply that to asking people around you that also,
especially if people who draw and write avidly. Also, I was saying, like, I think it's about flexing the creative muscle, and then I would assume another kind of important thing is just finding, because what it sounds like from this, like, granted limited message, but it sounds like this person is kind of not finding the joy in making something.
Yeah.
So I think that if you just, like, in the morning have coffee, sit down and doodle something and like take a sticky note and like doodle something random, is like, it can be that small, that like that tiny thing can be, because then you can go, oh, that was actually a pretty cool thing, I might want to turn that into a painting, or whatever it ends up being. Or even if it's just a doodle, or they talked about writing, just like a haiku. You look at it, if you find something that interests you in your house, like the way the light falls on a specific object, and then you find out, and then you think about, how do I fit that into the like weird constraints of a haiku? Like, that's a small creative process in itself that can build up the joy of creation, right?
Yes.
Sorry.
What's that smirk over there?
It's a FNAF reference. Sorry, I just thought that was funny.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, something I do. I'm a 3D modeler. I like doing like digital art and stuff. And one of the things I do is I try to really compress the, if it's something I'm making on my own, not for like a project or something, I'll really try to compress the amount of scope as much as possible. I'll make like a small box and I'll say, oh, what can I fit into here? How can I make this interesting? Because rather from starting like, oh, I want to make this big grand castle, or like just immediately start out with this scope, I start out with something small and then expanding on it, not trying to fill out a schematic, I guess.
So it seems like, the main goal is to just like take it small piece by piece and kind of just like, that's to not overwhelm yourself.
Yeah, I think this may be a bit of a weird example for this, but for D&D, for example, like like a big part of D&D is like making your own adventure and running that. And when I first started out, I wasn't confident in doing that, so I would run pre-written modules. But then slowly I would be like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if this pre-written module had this in it? Or wouldn't it be cool if this other scene or this other group or this other faction was here? And then just kind of modifying those and like acting in those, as I think we've all gone around and said, is like, oh, acting in those small constraints and kind of finding smaller ways to to flex those muscles, finding smaller ways to exercise those skills and kind of build up, like, not even a technical skill, but just a joy for doing that very minute kind of day-to-day thing of creating an art or running an adventure or something was really helpful for me.
Exactly like what you mentioned. That's why so many traditional artists do sketching or do tracing or just try practicing fundamentals. Like, there's a lot of different ways people practice art, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a full product, right? Unless you're selling it or something.
I feel like there is, like, as Axel was saying, there is so much to be said about like constraint and just like how much it just like increases like your ability to just like really like work under like specific like guidelines. And it's like
it helps you block out kind of, as Ben said, like the scope, like there's infinite options, and working under those constraints helps block out everything but kind of just the act of doing it.
And like I feel like it also allows you to like kind of like take yourself like out of like a pattern, like if you've been drawing like a certain way for like as long as you've known, and then you try some sort of like constriction that like forces you to draw outside of that way,
a new art style,
it like completely opens up your mind and allows you to like see different ways to like work through problems. Then some might even like work better for you.
There was I think I saw this, there was like a video I saw on like I know nothing about like making music or music production, but there was a video about like an alternative way to make music, and they were like, oh, this has been a really fun thing for me, because if I'm stuck on a project, I can go to a different workflow or a different way of doing it and see if that like
Mm.
does anything
Yeah.
does anything for me.
Yeah.
And I think that in itself, like this person saying that they're finding this artist's block, I think that in itself exemplifies that they're like a creative or imaginative person, because the fact that they
They
have
have
difficulty
all these ideas.
have the difficulty of finding something, choosing one of their ideas, and I guess committing to that idea. I think that someone who isn't like someone who wouldn't be as creative would just think of something right away and just and I don't know, I guess wouldn't put nearly as much of thought into it as you have. But yeah, being a creative person is like, oh, you have different ways you think of applying something, or you have different concepts you want to make. And I think that the way that you said, oh, I have so many things I want to make art of, but I just can't put it onto paper, or I can't realize them, shows that you have a lot of room for growth, right?
Yeah.
And I think there was something that I don't think we've talked about as much here was the like I abandoned projects left and right. Like looking at one of those a project that you've abandoned isn't like I don't think at all that it's a that it shows that is a testament of this person's inability to do art or inability to finish a project. I think it just shows that that project has something in it that's not sparking that creative part of them in that moment, and maybe you need to work on something else for a little bit, or you need to go back to that project and look at it from a different angle and think of if I could do anything I wanted with this project right now, what would it be, and why am I not doing that?
Yeah, what would you rather it be?
I heard this thing somewhere, and I think it like kind of speaks to this. It was just saying that like you should like it's really helpful and beneficial to like go through an art project with the mindset that like this project is essentially like useless, like it's trash that you're just gonna like throw away at the end of the day. So it's like it almost doesn't matter what you do, and it's like you can just fully allow your like creative mind to take over and not worry about like if you finish it properly, if the final piece like all fits together perfectly, but like just like do whatever you can, just like put something on the page, you know.
I guess I kind of get what you're saying. Maybe the wording sounds bad.
It is supposed to be like kind of like,
but yeah,
it is supposed to be like kind of sounding blunt, but it's like that's the whole point. That it's
just like if you look at writing, like for example, like you could just write whatever. There was I was really little, and I was at like a writing camp thing, or I think we did like a writing thing in preschool, and it was like, okay, just fill this page with anything and just write, and just like write random you can write random words, you can write random kind of scenes, you can write random sentences in your head, and just go and do that, and then if there's something more interesting to you, pick it out and start working on it.
I think that's a really good way. Just like open your horizons.
This reminds me of that practice of, I think it's these monks who take sand, just like really small bits of colored sand, and they'll turn it into like a massive I guess painting or mural, a mural made out of sand. But at the end of the day, they'll just sweep it all away.
It's a Zen Buddhism idea. But
and so it's not about the end product, but I guess it's just practicing practicing that art and allowing yourself
just
to
relishing the process.
To allowing yourself to be creative without feeling that pressure that
like
it needs to be better, or it needs
finding
to be,
that joy.
And
like even like I have the sense that this person wants to have those art pieces that they've made that they're really satisfied with. Is like, okay, this is something I can show to people like people that are close to me, and this is something I can show to the world and be like, I made this. This is very cool. And that like that's a good goal, but I feel like based on the kind of place, based on the places where they're struggling, I think this person might need to kind of try to find the like creative joy a little more, if that sums up what we've been talking about.
It's not like the end goal shouldn't be to just like find something like that's like, you know, picture worthy, that's like a good end product, but it should be like something that's like full of love and like you wanting to show it to other people will naturally come. Okay, I agree with that.
And then just finding the joy in the act of creating the art, because like a piece of art is often they're a piece of art is often valuable because of the like joy that's been in making that's been put into making it.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have any final takeaways? Or
This was a really great question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really liked it, yeah.
Whoever this was, if you're watching this, the best
Yeah.
of luck to you.
Yeah.
That's a very personal question. Yeah. Good on you for talking about that. You know,
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
healthy.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready to go to
Yeah.
the next clip?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We are now getting into the last segment of our Rabbit Advice Hotline podcast. We got one more advice bit.
Is it rabid advice?
Rabbit.
Rabbit.
No, I've got a
It
poster
just
right
sounded
now.
like rabid.
I say this every episode though. We really need to be more rabbit themes. Like,
You should just get like a giant stuffed rabbit in the background.
yeah, you know that would work. Like,
That would
A
work.
giant stuffed rabbit.
Or just
That's
like
the
pictures
poster.
of rabbit of your
Yeah,
rabbit.
or
in the
or
back.
just like
I can
give
bring
someone
it in.
bunny ears like for a little bit, you know?
That's what I said. That's what, hey, great minds think alike, right?
hell
like,
yeah.
Great rabbits eat carrots. Carrots are actually pretty bad for rabbits. It's like sugar to them. It's like candy. It hates you. Your dog hates you, bro.
no, I was pushing her away. She can't.
You were
do
hitting
that.
her. You were punching her. All right, Ben was punching
All
his dog.
recording.
Okay. So this is a message potentially from someone I know, given that they said my name in the message. Kind of scary, kind of stalkery, you know.
Whoa.
Okay. We took a really long time to get back to this person, so my bad for that.
I can read it if
You want to read it?
Yeah, go
Okay. Go ahead. Go try and imitate the voice of whoever you think this is.
I'm not gonna do that. But
Okay.
alright, like
I was thinking East Germanic.
Oh no!
Maybe Polish.
No! Because they
The
say
auto
like,
response.
please help me, and then there's like the auto response.
I
Armand,
haven't-
auto response. Please, it's too late. Auto response.
Yeah.
These are on like different days as well.
I'm using like a third party app to message people so that I
Wow.
don't get like spam texts from random people.
okay.
Yeah, it has led to some difficulties with.
I was like,
auto
maybe this
response.
is Patrick, but it's not because he put in it's too late. ... Patrick would not do that.
He would never do that. No.
It's just the way he texts.
Okay.
All right. How do I get an ex who is desperately in love with me to stop talking to me without hurting them emotionally?
Okay, this is an interesting. one to
Okay,
respond
well, I'm just immediately trying to think of who I know who fits this description.
to. Okay, you got anybody in mind? Do you want to out them right now?
No, I haven't. I'm like just trying to slot this into like a little puzzle and
Trying to slop this.
just trying to slop this. Yeah,
Who is desperately in love with me?
Desperately in love with them.
Like that, just that wording feels weird to me somehow. But I know. We'll
What, you think that's like ego or something? Like,
no, I don't think it's ego. I think it's just like, I don't know if you can necessarily judge whether they're desperately in love with you.
that's true, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, to stop talking to me without hurting them emotionally.
Please.
So they are an ex. You did break up before this.
Okay,
You-
so
you-
they were
you-
dating.
They
that
were
is
they were dating.
established.
They were dating. They broke up. So they've somehow made clear that they don't wish to be in a romantic relationship anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and given it that they're saying they're desperately in love with them, we're guessing that this person was the engager of this breakup.
I don't know about that. Like,
I mean, will you assume if they're
I
madly
would
in love
assume
with
that
you,
there's a like, but
I'd probably be
I think we wouldn't want to go off kind of the
Mhm.
message itself. Stop talking to me. How do I get them to stop talking to me?
Yeah,
I mean,
Sounds- without hurting them.
without
emotionally.
hurting them emotionally.
So it's like they're kind of blunt. They're kind of like fed up with this person, but they don't want to like be
yeah,
super
but
rude.
they don't want to be
Yeah.
super rude. I mean, I would assume this like is online as well.
I think we
I don't,
could-
they don't want to block them because they would like that could be seen as rude. Is that
I
well,
don't
the
think you
situation-
can
is-
block someone. I don't know.
is
I
that
don't
the
think that's
situation
rude.
here? Do you think?
I think we
like
can-
you mean digital texting, like they're trying to block someone.
Yeah, they're trying to like without.
I don't think it's that rude to block someone, or like because
Yeah.
they don't get notified of that. You just like you. I think you.
I mean,
just
they'll
can't find,
know.
like-
They'll know.
They'll know, but it's like I don't think it's that bad. I feel like if they're desperately in love with them, when they keep trying to talk to them, I don't know. It could be digital. If it's in person, that is kind of concerning.
That
you
is
know?
concerning.
Yeah.
That's like more of like a that's a different
Pushing
approach.
a boundary
That's
or
yeah,
something.
that's a different approach instead of being like, hey, can we, like, I would like I'd like some like personal space that's easier to do online than in person. It's more like, okay, you need to stop.
Yeah.
You need, like, I feel uncomfortable about this.
That would probably hurt them emotionally.
I think maybe
I think it's a lot more valid if it's in person to be like, hey,
Yeah,
or
because
to be
that's-
more blunt.
Yeah.
Not even blunt, but you can still be polite, but just like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with this. Could you maybe stop this? And then if they keep doing it, then that's like more of a then that's a much larger problem.
I think if it's online, like, I don't know, like you're saying, rather than blocking, they aren't owed a reply back. I think.
Yeah.
I think
You
I
can
mean,
just
you don't need to
ignore
block someone, but you can just. If you're scared of, like, oh, what if they see that message read? Just don't open the
Yeah.
DM, I guess.
Well, that's not fair to say. Just don't open the DM.
I mean,
you're
yeah.
gonna open the DM. Like, if someone messages you and a little ping comes up on your phone that has a little white dot. And
That actually doesn't
think
bother
you
me
can-
that
you
much.
can
That
hold-
genuinely doesn't. Okay.
This guy, freaking,
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
Mr. I asked, hey, does this time work? And then you didn't reply to me for.
That's what
like,
I'm sorry.
I agree that was just,
No, because
like,
I
that's
like
good.
I solved it. Like, I did the thing. Like, oh yeah, I checked if it to the time
no,
worked. and-
no fault. No,
Sorry.
I am notoriously bad with replying to people. Like,
Yeah.
I got sent. No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No.
I was like, I was just like, I don't want to detract from the conversation. It's like, I'll show you guys. There's a
Okay.
funny GIF I got sent. That I'll
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, I feel like
Okay.
if this person does like really prioritize this other person's emotions, then I feel like it is very possible to just like kind of sit them down and have like an honest conversation with them.
I mean, that might be difficult if they've been in a relationship before.
That's true.
What do you mean? It might be different.
Like it
Or
just
love
might be
is
like
blind.
a weird.
What? What are you saying?
I don't know. Love is blind, and then just they're not gonna
What?
they're not gonna listen to you. I guess. I mean, like,
Oh, love is blind is in love.
Well,
love
it's
love
not-
is like
well,
la la la. I
it's
can't
not
hear
deaf.
you.
yeah.
Okay, we gotta clip that by the way.
Okay.
Like, well, yeah, I think there's some truth to that. It's like love. Like, if you love someone, you will listen to them. And how do I get an ex who's disciplined to stop talking to me without hurting them emotionally, implying that this person is worried about simply? I mean, I assume like they are aware of, like, it's like they don't want to block them. They don't want to simply ignore them.
Yeah,
They
it's like don't
want
wanna
to
leave them in
somehow
limbo.
end this on like amicable terms.
Yeah, so it could be like they don't, even if this person is like repeatedly texting them, just ignoring it wouldn't be a viable option because
I think
they care about this
yeah.
person and
It
they
depends
don't want
on-
to leave them in limbo.
True.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Sorry. I think it does depend on, like, or it doesn't depend, but I think it's a good place to start with this is what did the breakup look like, of like
Yeah.
what was the language you were communicating with there, and how did you say this, did you kind of, or if you talk to them about this problem, will you be reiterating things that you said during the breakup? It's like, do you want to be clear of like, hey, I've already made clear what I'm ready for in terms of like contact, or is this like a new situation that these two haven't discussed until now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because I don't know, it could be like a breakup that was circumstantial, where it's just like, oh, there's this one little thing that's stopping us from being together, or it's like actually, more emotional, where it's, hey, I actually really dislike this part about you, and I think that I could give like the like the opposite of the advice I mentioned before of, I guess, closeness, where just
Or communication.
yeah, it's just like it's opposite of just making it clear that, or trying to create more distance, right? Between, because I don't know, maybe for some people they'll find this hard, but I think that just giving them less engagement is like a reliable way of making someone more disinterested.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, people, you could say whatever, love makes the heart grow fonder or whatever, but I think that like
Distance.
Absence
Yeah.
makes the-
But yeah. But I don't know, if you're continuously someone that's like absent from their life, then I think it's an inevitability that someone's gonna stop being in love with you, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I desperately love this
I do want to say, I think it's an interesting thing that we may or may not want to get into. Sorry to scroll past.
Yeah.
But they also said, it's too late, ... which
Oh.
is making me wonder.
That feels like a troll.
Yeah, maybe, but it's like, what could have transpired?
Yeah,
that
I
mean,
caused
or-
that?
Even if
Maybe-
this is a troll, let's theorize for a minute of what does "it's too late" mean? Did you just like end up killing them? Like,
I mean, I guess they already hurt their emotions.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
or they
that
like
could be
lashed.
possible.
They
Yeah,
either
the-
lashed out or chose to just block them.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think it would be pretty late though, considering the length of time that the.
I mean, June 26th. Yeah, that's like 2 weeks maybe, right?
This kind of seems
July
like a,
10th.
I mean, I don't know since it's summer and then they probably aren't seeing each other often anyway. So
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
2 weeks is less of an amount of time.
yeah.
Yeah, my bad though. We did take a while. It's on me. It's all right.
How to get yeah
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've kind of laid all the cards out. I think.
yeah
Yeah.
is like I think just kind of summarizing is like, okay, Ben says like you're not owed a reply, like
Mm-hmm.
if truly this person won't leave you alone in a way that like in a different circumstance would just be annoying, like you could just ignoring them might be a good strategy.
Yeah.
You like making clear of like, hey, this is really kind of messing with me, or like I don't feel comfortable with like kind of I don't feel comfortable with being in contact with you for whatever reason. Then like making that clear and then blocking them, I think is an acceptable answer.
Going back
If
to
it's- if-
communication.
yeah.
Yeah.
If it's in person, that is a bigger problem of like then then I think you have to be a little more blunt.
Direct, yeah.
A
Yeah.
little more direct, a little more blunt, and being like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with this at all,
Yeah.
and I would appreciate it if you just left
Yeah.
me alone.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's harsh. It sucks, but you don't really have any other option at that point if it's like in
Yeah.
person.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the faster you get it done, the less weight is going to be on your shoulders, right? Because I feel like the longer you dwell on things like this, then it'll just
The more it kinda sits,
yeah. The more hesitant
Yeah.
you'll be to actually
Yeah,
begin.
and also like if you kind of bear that like the whatever reasons you don't want to talk to them, and then they are still hurt emotionally by that, like
It's out of your hands.
it to a certain degree, I think it is. Then it might have been unavoidable. It's like I don't think it's necessarily a better situation if you
Yeah.
like lied to them about like a circumstantial reason you can't talk to them.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, it is just like a conflict of interest, and like
Yeah.
what you want directly conflicts with what they want, and so it's like it is kind of unavoidable,
yeah,
like some sort of like upset.
I think you could put it as, yeah, you might be at fault, but you're not responsible. Like,
yeah,
like I don't, it might have been like the direct consequences of what you did, but also I don't think it's something that you should feel bad about. If in this case, if you do end up hurting their feelings, right? Because I mean, I think either way you're gonna stop talking to them, right?
yeah. Well, I mean,
That's the end goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you are gonna stop talking to them, so it's like the conclusion doesn't matter as much, but it's like I still feel like I feel like just general like sympathy that people have.
Yeah.
It is like more so they just really just don't want to hurt this person, especially because like they were in a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, you love them once.
They do care about
yeah.
them. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It just seems like a rough situation overall. Okay, are you guys? Do you think we've kind of addressed everything? Are we ready to move on?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Thank you
Okay.
for listening.
All right.
Well, we gotta do an outro.
Yeah, we are doing an outro. I don't know. He always does that. So
What?
yeah, I always cut it off before he says that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just like I bleep it out and I just voice over. Ben said something dumb, guys. Don't worry about it. All right. Okay.
Oh, it's the like.
I'm saying it like less of like, it's less about like saying it to the like the people who are watching the podcast, but more about just saying it to the person that we're talking to. I guess
that doesn't hear it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, that
Okay.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could. Should I be like texting these people like our channel or something, like our YouTube channel, so they can watch it?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
I mean, not even because of like it's like, hey, we addressed your problem, but also just like, hey, you seemed interested in what we were doing. Want to check it out?
Yeah, and it's
That definitely opens the door to a lot more lawsuits, though.
But
lot
we
more- a
already,
lot more
you should have
lashback.
already made it clear on the poster that hey, yeah.
Well, in the
we're-
new
And then
new
if
set
they
of posters,
if
I
they
did.
have an issue with it, we'll just take off that segment since we've so nicely divided it.
Yeah,
into
you
segments.
could-
have-
always-
This is why I have bleeped out their voices, so it is like anonymous.
Yeah.
So I think we should.
I'm
be
just
okay.
imagining like Ben talking something, and then it just cut the, and then there's like the scrolling text at the bottom. Ben said something dumb.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I won't listen. I
we're-
won't
we're still
burden you.
rolling.
I
You,
won't burden you with listening to what Ben says.
Can you get that? The camera.
Get
Ben?
what?
Turn it off. Now, come on, go.
Okay. What is this?
He
What
looked
is
at me
this?
like a lost dog or something. I don't know.
What is this attitude? A toxic work environment.
It isn't. It
really
isn't though. It
is.
isn't
It
though.
really
It's like I tell him something, and he doesn't listen.
Because
You know,
the way you're
after
saying it,
response,
because the
you
way
know?
you're saying it, like
It's just like why do I have to put up with this? You know? It's like I okay, whatever.
There's a lot of discord here on the.
Discord.
huh.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think that would be a great way to end the podcast. just Axel walking out.
We still have to put
we
that
sit in
out
silence.
stuff.
Yeah.
No, we should just have like 5 minutes of silence, just us looking sad.
Yeah, because
the
Axel just
door,
left
you
us.
hear the door opening and closing in the background.
You can
The
hear
car
it.
driving off. Yeah.
You just said. He said. Armand goes. So Ben, shut up. All right, but do we want to return to a little more lighthearted topic quickly
Okay.
for the?
I mean, we could address so
Yeah.
somewhere down the line, we are hoping, and again, this is in the works, to have a special episode. You know,
Whoa. Wait, can we not put too much pressure on me?
we're putting so much pressure on you.
It's in the works. It could happen.
It's
could
in the
not.
works. It might happen. One thing Axel mentioned was a board game episode.
It was.
I'm not totally sure how that works.
I think
You could
just
probably-
kind of what I saw was that this table was the right
the
size.
perfect like game board size.
It
board
was.
game
Yeah,
size.
it meant, like the game board would very nicely fit in the center, and then you could have little areas for your
Would
little
you want
your
like a
little-
top-down camera, or how would that work?
Oh, that could be cool.
We could-
I mean, that's more than. But I think what we would do is we would set up us three, or if we get a fourth person here, since a lot of board games are four
I mean,
player.
Esteban would come in.
Oh yeah, that's true. We
Yeah.
could get Esteban in, and
Who?
then
Oh, other guy. He used to be here.
Oh,
Mexican.
okay.
I'm his
Yeah.
AI. I'm his AI.
We
player.
could bring in plenty of people. Yeah, Ben is fine with having dozens of people in his house. He doesn't care.
Like Ben too.
Ben too. Oh yeah.
The kid, the millionth and one.
Yeah. We would just
yeah.
like tie a phone. from
Well,
the
I don't know
ceiling,
about
you
the top camera, but you
Just
could
like a
just
little
put
string.
stack more.
Like a
and,
billion books. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Just-
just tilt the
Tilt.
camera.
I think
so
that's
just-
too many. I think
Just
it's
so you
hard
have
to
it slightly,
see.
and then
No.
just set up the mics and
That's
at
like
the,
a million.
at the
That's a
corners of
couple
the
million.
table, and then just have I think a board game night or board game episode could be cool.
Yeah.
Are there any board games you guys would be interested in playing?
I have no idea. I don't play any board
I
games.
don't know what would be interesting to watch.
Rude,
Yeah.
rude,
You say rude?
Root.
Root. Oh, I watched a podcast about that. That was interesting.
the
Interesting.
Woodland War Machine.
No idea what
Oh,
you
shit.
said.
It's,
Yeah, we've got
had to
another
pull
one.
the one
I don't
food
want to. We've got another podcast in the works potentially. I don't want to
Really?
delve too much into it, or not another podcast, another episode.
We're already releasing like a sequel before.
The second Rabbit 2. Yeah. It's I don't want to give too much detail because Ben's gonna get angry if he ends
Whoa.
up not being able to do it.
Whoa.
But we will say it's cooking related, so it's gonna
Yeah.
be pretty crazy. You already know what it is. Okay?
There's something simmering.
Acting,
There's something
anything
simmering
with-
under
yeah,
the.
yeah.
there's
It's in the
some-
works.
It's getting
guys.
hot in here.
Yeah.
So there's something simmering, bubbling after everybody here.
Bubbling. Okay.
But yeah,
Anyways, yeah.
I think it's been wonderful to be here, guys.
Yep.
Thank you so
Okay.
much for-
Everybody, give a round of applause to our guest for coming in. Hopefully, he'll be back.
There was a twist. I was the guest, actually.
Yeah.
I'm
no,
not.
we lied to you guys.
I'm
Sorry
not
about
Esteban's
that.
AI clone.
Yeah, and this is Ben.
Oh,
He was
This
Ben
is
all along.
Yeah, he
Ben.
was Ben. This is Ben.
Yeah.
Can you? Yeah. Is that right? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
I gotta mix up with his Ben too sometimes. You know, you
Mhm.
can't really tell. Anyways, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We've got the Google form down below
Yeah.
under the table. You can fill that out and ask for advice. Please do that. We're running out of advice. We really need people to do that. I hate to beg, but yeah,
We love begging.
our podcast is gonna end and it's never gonna come back if we don't get advice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
wow,
Ben's gonna
yeah.
have to ask advice. He's gonna sit over there. He's gonna be like, what do I do if I'm feeling sad? You know? Be like, bad question. Try again. But yeah.
You don't
Anyways.
want to see that.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back some point. All right.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you guys later.
Yeah.
Bye bye. All right. Ben, cut the video. Please.